Welcome back, guys, to another episode here of Gregtech Community Edition Unofficial. Last time, we ended up getting... what was it? I know we were doing something so we could make these easier. I think it was these circuits. Nope, it was this thing. So I did actually already modify this. If I could show you really quick, you could see there it says SoC, so System on Chip copper wire, and then I also added these since I can make 3 of these instead of 2 of these at a time, and use some of our old boards that we still have sitting in our system. I have set up a couple other things. We got the epoxy resin all solidified down into plates in the system, and I have an additional extruder over here. So we got both our gear extruder and our regular pipe extruder. This will help us make a couple more of these extruders themselves so we can get more of the tanks online. Over here currently just trying to get this all set up to get some more plastic boards for now. Gotta dump a couple things from our inventory, but I did check out this thing. So this is the terminal from way back early on. So I do have the recipe chart thing, though I don't exactly understand how it works quite yet. So what I wanted to do is we were going to get to this stuff here. So if I add that, so maybe not that one. Can I? Yeah, I don't know how to like grab something from a different thing, but this I'm basically supposed to be able to do like a calculator system on how much stuff I need. This, if I get a wireless transmitter, I think adds as the inventory thing. I'd need an HV prospector in this for that, but now I can use my ore prospector tool, and that is actually already in here installed. I go over here, show you the hardware. We got an HV battery as well as the LV scanner. So those are the devices needed for those. As for a couple of the other ones, still need a few other items for different things. I think there's a camera device somewhere. I don't know. Where that is. Supposedly I can get X-ray on here too. As well as a virtual tank viewer. Wireless. That'll actually be pretty nice too. I have to get a couple more of those things. Looks like I can install it. I just need a wireless transmitter to see what's what. Should have all of that done. It's separated out. Those plastic boards started. But that was kind of interesting to look at. I was not fully ready for what kind of tools that thing was going to have for us. So it's kind of nice to know that we have some extra tools, extra things to be able to use later on. Alright, either way, the things that I wanted to get done today is I've been working on getting the plastic boards for these. We do need to get some large polyethylene pipes. But we're going to start with silicone rubber. To get our silicone rubber, we need to make some of this polydimethyl silo. Done trying to say that word. Alright, So we're going to need methanol and hydrochloric acid and some silicone. That's the method I wanted to use because we are constantly having excess methanol to the point where it's actually backlocking the system. Okay, put that away up here. Dump a couple of these items away just so they're out of my way. Okay. And now we just are going to have to grab... Do we have... I wanted to check for another distillery, because I keep running into an issue where I need one. Distillery. We do not. So it's only this one that we've got right now. Which I do want to run a 2. Should grab that wrench back out. So it's not auto-outputting. I should be able to dump those in and get our hydrochloric acid back out. Yep. So that'll get that acid back for us. Do need to mix up some more. Gonna grab that, bring it on over here, scoop out our ethylene. Get. Oh, I scooped up the wrong thing. R. And I scooped up the wrong thing again. Get ourselves our hydrochloric acid so we can go ahead and shuffle it back on over. Hydrochloric acid, silicone, and then methane, which I actually have in a barrel over here. We're just gonna go pick it up. Right there. That's gasoline. Where is my methane barrel? I swear I had one. It's in my inventory still. That's useful information. It's not methane, it's methanol. Methanol. There we go. And then we'll get some of our diluted hydrochloric acid back. The only thing I find a little bit frustrating is it does lose one of the chlorine along the way. Because this will dilute down into one hydrochloric. And there's no chlorine in there, so it's kind of frustrating because you are losing a little bit of chlorine. But then this is acidic, so we do have to use this to pick it up. As many of those put in there as we can. See if we can't get a little bit more out of this. What just happened? Oh. Wait. Huh? Oh, with one it does make the more... That's a little frustrating. It was definitely not planned. Because if you don't put in it all right away, it starts making this chloromethane, which then you react that with silicone dust. So I guess we should be able to just do that and get a bit more. Need to dump this. What does this react with? Water. So I didn't want to dump that just yet. Alright, let's try this now. It does make all the same byproducts. I don't see... Is that right? No, it makes one less byproduct, doesn't it? Trying to do all the quick math in my head, and it's not working out really well. No, that actually yields us less. It would be far better to do it with this one. Because we're gonna get more of everything back. So just dump that for now, because that's frustrating. Alright, we got our water. Let's go get some methane. Have to find something else for that methanol. Should get our hydrochloric acid. It's not our hydrochloric acid we want, it's chlorine. Let's get our 6 out of there then. Put that straight in. Okay. Means we can put that all in there. That on out. Dump this in here. We will go ahead and just grab this for now. Although I guess I can get this once more started. Will only generate us 3, but we'll get most of our chlorine back, so that's going to be better off. Let's go grab some sulfur and mix this up in over here. Do we actually need a higher voltage? We do not. So that's going to be... We'll actually grab the sulfur and go elsewhere with it. So I forgot we're still working on circuit boards. Hey, now we can actually make our silicone rubber, and though this makes the same amount of rubber as the other rubber does, this will actually be better off because it does use half the amount of it to do anything. So if you want to cover cables, it uses half. If you want to... Let's go ahead and actually look at that again. So yeah, if you want to cover cables, it uses half the amount. I don't know if there's actually anything else useful for this besides covering cables, and it just looks like it's just cuts everything in half. Besides the fact that it does say some of them require silicone rubber for the next tier of cables. So we will get this diluting again. So, distilling. Let's go ahead and grab out our water. And then we just needed this and that. And there we go. Got ourselves 2 stacks worth. And then there's gotta be some other use for this. Let's see. So I know so it does show we can make these. We can apparently make ourselves the tape with it too. Recipe. A little bit cheaper anyways. I don't see much of any other recipe here. It shows we really need that for anything else. Let's grab out these 2 more diluted things. Or not diluted, but whole. Get 1 more craft of that. And we can go ahead and dispose of the water. Oh, we gotta get rid of that out of the way. Go ahead and dispose of this water. We don't need it for now. Go put the silicone away. So that gets our rubber stuff out of the way. Don't know if that counts as complete. It does. So long as I get that. We're going to go ahead and store it in bars like it suggests so that we can get that done. Now we should be able to progress towards that high, or not high voltage, insane voltage, or no, it's extreme voltage. Should be able to progress towards that if we put those in there. And autocraft 2 of those. Now, with that, let's get the 1 more of these done up. We need 1 more sulfur, which I know I should have some right around the corner here. Right there. You hear those workstations getting done. Pick up the rest of that silicone rubber. We can go solidify that into bars for uses in other things. Now, we do need to get a couple other things ready for that. We need the chemical reactor. This one right there. Is that right? That is right. Don't we already have one of these? That's chemical bath, so yes. That is not what we're looking for. We're looking for that one right there. So, we need 1 of these. 2 large polyethylene pipes. Are gonna have to re-solidify these down into something else. I do actually have some polyethylene somewhere, don't I? Not on me at the moment. So we'll just grab those out and go re-solidify them as bars so they can actually be used for recipes. Because otherwise, those are pretty useless to me now in that state. And I will be right back after I get a couple other things whipped up to make that chemical reactor. Alright, I'm just about ready to make this advanced chemical reactor here. Just waiting on the last cable. Considering the only place I currently have wires ready for this is in here, we are going to go ahead and hook it up right there for now. Now with the chemical reactor finished, detect, there we go, we can now make nano circuits. So to make the nano wafers, nano CPU wafers are made by infusing regular CPU wafers with glowstone and raw carbon fibers. They will be needed in large quantities for making the nano line of circuits. High-tier polymers will increase your yield of raw carbon fibers. One epoxy is enough for a full stack. So I think what it's saying is one epoxy piece. But I do have some spare, at least I thought I did, right there. I have some spare tetrafluoroethylene that we can use. And so to make those carbon fibers, we need carbon dust and the raw carbon fibers. Let's go look for, I believe I have some carbon dust right there. Quite a bit. Let's do 16. Just because I think that's going to be enough. It's in the autoclave, wasn't it? No, I should have just grabbed the recipe. It is in the autoclave, so we'll come over here. We're going to have to grab out our distilled water I've been making. Throw in those. Should... Is this not carbon dust? It is carbon dust. Oh, it's got to be the polytetrafluoroethylene. Gotcha. So that's not going to be good enough, so we'll dump that. Don't think we can use the silicone rubber. So we are going to go grab a single epoxy sheet out there. Epoxy. One sheet. So we can go and fluidify that right in here. It's quite quick. And throw it on into the autoclave. Now when it said full stack, I do believe it also meant full stack of the carbon. So we're gonna go grab that. Check that really quick. Get a decent amount of those. We do need some more circuit wafers, so we're gonna have to grab out the stuff for that. So let's go ahead and grab those all out. Circuit recipe for that one was the ruby lens. It looks like that is over in our little spot over here. I'm hoping, because this one's an upgraded thing, it'll take a little bit less time. Yep, 23 seconds. That's actually a lot faster now, which is kind of nice. And then, once we've got the carbon fibers, we need ourselves some glowstone. Which looks like I can carry that around. So let's go grab couple pieces of glowstone. By couple, I mean probably whatever we have left. Oh, no, the full stack will do. To figure out if there's a good recipe for that, we can get some from cinnabar and from redstone, so we're definitely gonna have to make sure we keep doing those processes. So there's that. Extractor for some glowstone. Is there a way for this to get back to what it was, the fluid solidifier? We should be able to get this stuff back if we absolutely need to, but we'll let that sift on down. We'll get over to here on our chemical reactor. We got our carbon fibers. Got a couple of these logic circuits. We'll dump the carbon dust back away. Definitely gonna have to find a way to get a lot more of that. It's our fourth one. So that should be all that we need there. Let's grab ourselves this one. Can carry it. Our liquid glowstone. Put that into here. Did I need a circuit? No, we needed the CPU wafers. Well. CPU wafers is the diamond lens. Oh, that's frustrating, because that's... I mean, it's not terrible waste of them, but it's still a waste of them. Because if I remember right, those, yeah, are only used for two types of... Well, we'll just have to make some more of those later. So take all of those out. Throw them all into the cutting machine. Oh. Go ahead and stick that in there. Take our first one on out. Dump it on in there. That one says it's going to take us 60 seconds for this first one. And then I think once we got that, we can start making better HV chips into EV circuits, which require more. Ooh. Oops. I guess we'll want to wait for those to be done once this is done. So we got our first Nano CPU wafer. Now, can this be cut in this machine? It should be able to. So let those process, and I will be back once those are done. Alright, so I got all the nano circuits up and running. I decided that we would also try to get ourselves some of these brand new circuits here. Get some of that epoxy resin. I only have enough of these foils on me right now to make 2. So we'll go ahead and dump those in there, and it's gold foil first. 30 30 seconds will grant us the first thing. So we'll give you just a second. Be right back. Just make you not wait 30 seconds for that. Alright, we got 2 boards finished. We're gonna get our electrum in there. So it's gold first to get the circuit boards, and then electrum after to get the actual usable circuit boards. Now once we have those, we can make ourselves EV circuits. I think it's starting right there. Is that right? Nano CPUs, resistors, transistors, capacitors, and electrum wire. Looks like that would have to be it. So we still need a lot of the same things. However, this gets us a straight shot to these HV circuits rather than having to craft through MV circuits. So that'll make a little bit of alleviation on some materials. I think we do have almost all of these things. I guess we have those ones on AutoCraft. We don't have transistors or resistors on AutoCraft here. But this will give us 2 of these circuit boards. We should be able to go set these up to AutoCraft as well after this. So let's go ahead and check and see if we can do that. The other thing, does this actually go through? It just makes us 2, so it doesn't make us any more. But it does definitely reduce the count of materials. Grab the rest of those out, put the wafers in there. And let's go check out getting this set up. So we need ourselves this one right here. Take that, pop that on in there. Make sure we got all of our circuit things in here. Move back on over and get this stored in our pattern. This is the ultimate test. Do we have enough to make these new HV circuits? Just missing some of these capacitors, which I'm pretty sure are fairly easy. Yes, they are. So, this is where I'm going to have to make a crafting card after this. So we need our PVC. 5, 6, 7, 8. Do 16 of them. Which means we need 2 of those. These will go through pretty fast. Dump those on out. Oh, just gonna have to make a bunch of crafting extension cards and get a bunch of this stuff actually filled into AutoCraft. So that'll make us our resistors, or capacitors. Now I should be able to make these brand new HV circuits for sure. And there's everything. That's all of it. You can hear the wires going on. Take that out for a second so we don't have that mess up. We are going to need to put more soldering alloy in here, but what we've got in there should fill up the request for the one we already have there. Just waiting for them to join. There we go. 10-second craft. And all done. It gets our processing on those much closer. Being able to make these much easier. So that works out. Works out very well in the long run. However, does that... Got all of those, so it should let me say that this one's complete. That'll get us one step. Come on. I have them in my inventory. There we go. One step closer to each one of these. Can I actually make those now? Uses for that. Not that one. It doesn't matter which one it is there. Go grab the other circuit board. I should be able to craft these up even. So we'll be right back. The answer to that question is yes. So what do we got up to craft? Just got the electrum wires to craft here. Any second here, we'll get ourselves those first of the better EV circuits. Kind of want them to stay. Well, no, if I don't let them pull out, it's gonna get mad at me. Just watch them come in. Come on. Come on. There they go, and in 20 seconds we'll have those next tier of circuits. So that all is working quite swimmingly. We're just going to have to get ourselves some NOR gates here with some pink lenses. Which I do not think I've grabbed pink lenses yet, so we're going to have to reinstate... Yeah, we're going to have to reinstate that with a chemical bath to get ourselves the couple other colors we are missing. But thank you guys for joining me for this episode. We got plenty done with circuits. And what else did we do? I am already lost at what else we did. But we got plenty done today, that's for sure. Thank you guys for joining. You guys all have a wonderful day. Bye!